Hey, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world right now. I hope you're doing good. So, this is actually a little hypnosis track for sleep because I think sleep is a big thing that a lot of people have issues with. It's what I treat primarily in my private practice work. I tend to deal with like sleep and sleep disorders mainly, but I do a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's a particular area I'm very interested in. So, what I thought we'd do is we'd have a go at this and see what you think and see how you find it, and hopefully it'll help. So, before we begin to relax very deeply, I'm just going to say a few words about sleep and kind of concepts of nighttime waking. So, quality sleep is, of course, essential to good physical and mental health. Waking up in the night means we get less of the essential recuperative slow wave sleep that we need. You might find that you can get to sleep initially, but find yourself waking up in the small hours of the night feeling quite alert, unable to get back to sleep again. Perhaps you worry or get agitated when this happens. Of course, worrying is a stimulant and makes the mind less likely that you'll want to get back to sleep once you've woken up. Interestingly, most people wake up at some point in the night. However, they never really become fully consciously awake, so they don't actually register the fact they are awake and have no recollection of it the next day. These nocturnal awakenings may only last for very few seconds, but they're actually a natural part of the sleep cycle. Sleep is a creature that needs training if it's to serve you well. Waking up in the night can all too easily become a habit, which happens purely because your unconscious mind and body expect it to happen. It becomes kind of a conditioned response that it kind of becomes ingrained after a while, becomes a pattern of behavior, and that's what we're going to try and break. There are also some specific things that you can do to help yourself if you find yourself awake in the night. So here's some tips. So keep things dark. So switching on a bright light will activate light cells in your brain, which will wake you up even more. Stay clear of brain stimulating activities such as watching TV or surfing the internet. Warm milky drinks may also help, and this is kind of to avoid stimulants, but also helps with melatonin production as well, which I always thought was very interesting. Try and focus and shift your mind to a relaxation technique, such as this one that we're going to be going through, so you can quickly let your body know it's time to relax and sleep again. Easier said than done, but again, trying to shift your attention away from the past to the future, as that will flood the body with adrenaline, which is not conducive to a good sleep. So I'm going to be showing you how to enter a fairly kind of deep hypnotic state while giving your unconscious mind suggestions to sleep through. It's also going to give you some self-hypnotic methods to help you get back to sleep as well. So even if you do wake up in the night, you'll be able to hopefully get back to sleep quite quickly. Because if you train your brain and body to relax when you do wake up in the night, then very quickly your instincts learn that there's no reason or stimulating reward for waking up. So your unconscious mind will stop bothering you. Okay, so let's begin. So ideally find some time for you where you can be undisturbed. Listen to this with earphones. Please don't listen to it while you're driving, for the obvious reasons. Now, the deep relaxation technique that you're going to experience in a few moments mimics the very process your brain naturally follows when you drift off to sleep, comfortably and easily, each and every night. Because it increasingly shifts your attention from focusing on the external world to being able to focus fully inside on the images and landscapes of your imagination. As you begin to drift deeply and dream. And when you drift off to sleep, it's not as if your mind switches off. It's that you activate different parts of your brain, while your conscious mind can just float into a dream. Your unconscious can heal that body and process the learnings of the day. And here and now, I just want you to pick a spot in the room that you can comfortably gaze at. And if you close your eyes, You can just gently let them open for a few moments. And even if it's dark, you can just gaze at a particular place on the wall or ceiling. That's it. And really get a sense of that spot just there. That's it. Doing great. And then you can just close those eyes and imagine what it'd be like to mentally zoom in on that spot, to magnify it in your mind, and even get a feel for the texture of it. And then you can just let your eyes open. Your eyes once again, just let them open. And just gaze towards that spot once more. As you continue to gaze steadily at that spot, you can notice 3 things that you can see in your field of vision. So as your eyes focus deeply on that spot, you might be aware of an object in the room. Maybe a piece of furniture, or a patch of light, or just a shadow on the wall. That's it. And when you've noticed 3 things, you can just let those eyes rest closed. And really beginning to relax deeply now, with those eyes comfortably closed now, as you begin to listen to 3 things you can hear. And now, pay attention to 3 particular sounds, like any noises from outside. Perhaps the wind, or the sound of your breathing, or the ticking of a clock. Just noticing that right now as you relax deeper still. And then just paying attention to 3 things you can feel, whether it's the warmth of the bed, or the temperature of the air against the face, or the sensation of whatever's supporting that body. That's it. And you can just keep those eyes firmly and comfortably closed as you allow that body to relax properly. And just let that conscious mind begin to drift as you just imagine what it would be like to open them and to look at that spot before you again. But this time, you can adjust the time of day it is, even the season it is. I notice how the changes, the light, the shadows, the shades of color, that's it. And as you imagine gazing at that spot, at a different time and in a different season, you can just notice 3 new things in your field of vision, that you can see another object, a different shadow. That's it. And then, you can just imagine 3 different sounds you might hear in this different time. Different sounds from outside, different weather, or how the sounds might be different in the place where you are now. That's it. Just noticing those 3 sounds as you continue to drift into deeper comfort. And then you could just notice 3 things you would feel in this time. Different temperature to the air and the face, the position of that body, the degree of warmth beneath the covers. That's it. And as you really relax deeply and fully now, and prepare to drift all the way down into the deepest sleep, you can just get the sense of what it feels like just before you float into a dream at night, where you get flashes of the images to come, and here and now you could momentarily catch sight of a beautiful green field filled with lush green rippling in the breeze. Just seeing that now for a second, and then allowing it to fade, and seeing in its place an ocean sunset, and the way the reds, the blues, the oranges, and the pinks all blend together and reflect on the water. That's it. And then allowing that to fade and seeing in its place a bird soaring way up in the sky. Just following its movements and the arches it makes. That's it. And there's no need to try, or to try not to try, as your unconscious mind begins to naturally lead you into a deep and comfortable sleep, where you can rest fully, restore and revitalize your energy levels. Already charging up as you drift deeper down. And just allow that body to do its job. Because that body knows how to sleep very well. So here and now, you can just pay attention to what waves sound like as they break on the shore, rhythmically lapping at the sand, lulling you deeper still. What distant, delicate piano music sounds like, gently floating, carried by the wind. What trees sound like as the wind rustles through the leaves. And you know, do you not, the sensation of touching a tree? And even with your eyes closed, if you gently rub the bark of a tree, there would be certain rough sensations you would feel. Along with a feeling of solidity and strength. And if you've pulled on one of the thinner branches of a tree, you would feel it flex and bend and resist the pull of your hand. You could even get the sense of rubbing a leaf between your fingertips and feel its cool smoothness. That's it. And there's certain animals that know as winter approaches, as the nights get longer and the days get shorter, and you start to see your breath in the air, that it's time to curl up in the homes and just drift into the deepest sleep. And even though there are things happening in the forest and things they could think about, they automatically curl up somewhere snug and safe and just fall into a deep state of hibernation, where they sleep ever so deeply. And sometimes those animals will sleep through the storms outside, howling gales and thrashing rain. And sometimes they'll sleep deeply and fully through the storm. Other times, they might half awaken for a moment, only to drift all the way back down into deepest rest, so that when spring comes, they've forgotten that they've ever awoke. And your unconscious can really assist you in being able to sleep deeply and peacefully each and every night. That's it. And the more you listen to this, the easier and more natural you'll find this. Because sleep is an instinctive part of you. So you can just allow it to happen smoothly and naturally. And if you awaken a little, you can forget about it consciously. And just trust your unconscious. It's a part of you that knows how you do this instinctively. And enter the deepest stages of sleep naturally. And that's it. Just floating on the waves of your inner mind and drifting into a dream of what it is you do not No. Yet. You can. Float deeper. And deeper still. That's it. So if you're listening to this recording and you're in that state of wanting to continue to sleep, you can do that now. If you want to go into a state of being awakened and continue about your day, just allow yourself to bring yourself back into normal waking consciousness. Become aware of your body. You let your mind become aware of your body. Take as much time as you need. Allow all your senses to return if you want them to. If you want to continue to sleep, that's fine. And whenever you're ready, you can go about your day and open your eyes, and all your normal sensations will return to you, which are right for you. Thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you have a wonderful day.